get reading packets this week. We're going to try without them. But really quickly, who can remind me of last week's suffixes? Okay, Destiny. Tag someone. Silent again, please. Yes. Can you give me another one? Tag someone if you don't know. Silent again. Jonathan.
Less.
Less. Is there one more?
That's it. No.
That's it? That was right.
Met, this, and less.
Alright, so met, ness, and less. So that's what we went over last week. So we have new suffixes for you guys this week. Echo, I can. I can read and write the words with the suffixes airy, uri, and ori.
I can read the subject
I know I have to make it a little bit challenging for you guys. Okay, so I know we're used to sorting these words into how the suffixes or the prefixes, whatever we're doing that we do the word sort. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to start with your spelling words. So these are a few of them. So you have anniversary, and you have secretary,
Elementary.
and then you have machinery. Okay, so the reason I'm actually going over the spelling words with you guys this week is just to digest what you're going to learn. Because the thing with these suffixes, suffixes are airy, uri, and ori. Sometimes in our enunciation, what happens is you can pronounce them right, but spell them wrong. So that's why we're really going to do a lot of focus on this. So anniversary, is there a base word in that?
Yes. No.
What's the base word? It's actually anniversary, just one. It's a noun.
Yeah.
Alright? I thought I'd start you guys off in that way. Secretary. Is there a base word in there?
Yeah.
What's the base word? No. It's still a noun. However, let's go to machinery. What's the base word in this? Paper. Machine. So the base word's machine. And then if we can identify it, since there is, we can pull that out. Remember, base word can stand on its own. Uri is the suffix. So here's what I want you guys to notice on this. Machine by itself is a noun. E-R-Y, adding it is an adjective. Okay? So again, these are your spelling words. We're going to emphasize this a lot more as we go on with the next few words. But when you spell these, if you spell it this way, machinery, it's going to be marked wrong. I wish there was an easier way to make you guys, help you guys remember this, but there's not going to be an easy way. It's more about repetition. So when you go into your spelling test or you say this out loud, just take a second, breathe, and then expand machinery. Not machinery, not machinery, machinery. Okay? By the way, if you're writing down these words, make sure to write them down after the lesson. Okay? Alright. So we got these few words first?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go into these next words. And we're going to do something a little bit different. So we have expository. Then we have necessary. And finally, we have cemetery. Okay. So for expository, if I were looking at this, can someone tell me what expository is before I go? It's not a word you guys hear often. I know. Mr. J even has to look it up, the word up sometimes. Hey, did you have an idea what expository might be? Or what it might be?
It's a lab, like it's kind of like a scientist lab.
Close, you're on the right track. You're right in the sense of the research phase. Expository, basically all it is an investigation. So, like I said, you're in the right ballpark, but just not right in the right base. But expository is just a piece of information that you're researching or writing on. So that's what an expository is. So an expository suffix is O-R-Y, expository. That's what I was trying to pronounce a little bit more. Necessary. We all know what necessary is, right?
Yes.
Quinn, or how about this, Elizabeth, sorry, Shelly. Can you use that in a sentence?
Not really. I can't think of a sentence.
It's okay. Do you want to tag someone?
Is it really necessary to go over necessary if we all know what necessary means?
Yes. Very good, Quinn. Did that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, so we're all focused on necessary. Now cemetery. Oh, suffix in necessary is A-R-Y.
No.
My advice, focus on this, on the big, well, it's not really base, we're about the beginning part first. Necessary. Focus on practicing that. Because sometimes people put double S, then the C, and then two C's, then one S. So it gets kind of messy. So even you need to check yourself sometimes. I know I do. Cemetery. Do you all know what cemetery is?
Yes.
It's a graveyard burial. But I know, notice how I said cemetery. The way I'm saying it like this. Cemetery. Does that sound what I'm saying? With an A instead of an E? Cemetery?
Yeah.
Again, this is something you have to come across when you're writing and to take a second and say, wait a minute. Cemetery is spelled with an E-R-Y at the end as the suffix, not an A-R-Y. It's just how schwa. Has anyone ever heard the term of a schwa?
No.
Schwa. It's on your anchor chart you have in front of you and on the back. A schwa looks like this.
There's no back.
No, I'm sorry, the front. The anchor chart. I know guys, there's no back. Yeah, there's no back today. We're changing up a little bit this week. It's just how we're following this way for the lessons. I know it's saying it phonetically schwa to you, but this is actually a schwa in phonetic language. It's just an enunciated sound. We're not going to focus too much on that, but just in case you want to know and you want to sound cool with your friends, like, hey, look, that's a schwa. Long story short, cemetery, E-R-Y, okay? Make a note of that in your spelling words. My advice is to highlight or underline the suffixes so you guys know, okay? Are we good to move on?
Yes.
I know. Okay. I want to focus on these last two words together. Stationary and stationary. Stationary and stationary.
Yes.
Just looking at that and what I said, is there a difference between the two?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, there is. Taylor, you okay? What's up, Mariah? Yep, we're spelling it differently. So let's go over the differences between these really quick, and then we'll be done, okay? Stationary. We'll start with the top one. Tara, can wait. Did you want to say something? What's up?
Yeah, what are they called if there's like the same word but spelled the same? But spelled different.
Homophone. Who said homophones? High five. High five. Homophones. Spelled differently but sound the same. Homophones. If you want to call it homophones, that's fine. Stationary. So we're going to start with this one. Does anyone know what the definition is for stationary with an A or a Y? If you have a guess, don't worry. John.
Stationary, like, it won't be there for long. Like, it's like a station. If, like, in class, if we have, like, a math station, then it won't be there for long, because we'll go into a new subject.
Yes and no. You're in the right track. Stationary means it's not moving. Not moving, it's staying. Like Mr. J is also personal trainer. I think I told you guys that. We have something called stationary bike, which means it's not moving. It stays in the
Oh
bike. You know what's up.
yeah, like
Last year, my teacher used that, and it's like, I don't know, like, she said that the sun is like stationary and then like the earth.
Exactly. The sun's stationary. It's not moving, but the earth is moving. So exactly. Thank you, Camilla. All right. So we're gonna move on to stationary. The next one, stationary, however you want to say it. Sharon, what's up? The meaning of stationary. Go for it. No. No, it's not moving. Yeah, I see where your mindset's coming from to spell differently. But here's the thing. Has anyone ever been to like, Target or Office Max or something like that? We all have at one point in our lives. If you haven't, go to Target, it's a lot. But stationary. When you look at stationary, this one is reference to letters and envelopes. Envelopes. Think of something you write on, stationary.